Today on the American Truck Podcast, No Man's Sky was indeed delayed. Hearthstone got a somewhat controversial new update. Valve is adding gift restrictions to combat cheating. And Blizzard might be making an HD Starcraft. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with I, Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
A coffee maker, apparently.
And freelance gamer.
I love that you used that. That is so great. In case you were wondering, the good doctor here has he's recently become employed by the good Dunkin' Donuts. Or the bad Dunkin' Donuts.
Not a sponsor, but if they want to be, I will totally take
Oh, what
that.
a delicious sponsor that would be.
I would take a donut sponsor.
I'll take
a coffee sponsor. I don't care.
Yeah, and sometimes the best sponsors are ones that feed you.
Yeah, typically. I don't even don't worry about the money part. Just give me some product to throw on camera.
Yeah.
And a camera that I can throw product on. Working on that.
That is true. You are the only one who needs one still.
Wait, does everybody else in the crew? Okay then.
Yeah.
Hey, so you remember how 2 weeks ago we said No Man's Sky was delayed, and then last week someone yelled at us and told us that it wasn't delayed?
Yep.
Yeah, it was delayed.
We are half right.
Yeah, half right. I agree. That's the big thing. We're about half right.
I would be using
Still.
what I'm using now for it if we weren't right at all.
How are you gonna walk around planets like that?
Figure it out.
Fair enough.
Could just use. I got a couple extra buttons on here I could make work.
I mean,
Actually, to be honest, I'm driving with it right now.
He made it work
so.
to drive a truck.
You know
I've
what,
already
man?
crashed and I'm probably above 50% damage, but it is working.
I just noticed that I didn't fix my truck before we embarked on this trip.
Do I need to stop here? Please tell me no.
No, you
Anyway,
just drive
does somebody
through.
want to inform the good audience as to why they are wrong and why we're only half right?
Oh, yes. Well, so what happened
they're
is...
half wrong.
Well, technically,
They're half wrong, we're half right.
we were never wrong at all. I only said that the PC game was delayed and that the PS4 was coming out right on schedule. So we were 100% right.
And somebody else was half wrong.
And someone else was half wrong. Correct.
Got it.
So what happened is, because of the way that the release schedule works and whatnot, they couldn't push back the PS4 release like they could the PC release. The PC release needs some more tweaks and whatnot. That also goes with the day one patch that will be coming on Friday or today when you're watching this, because that 3-day delay did indeed happen. And so today, when we're recording this Tuesday, is when No Man's Sky actually came out on the console, which is PS4.
There's not an Xbox One release, there's only PS4
No,
right
there's
now
only
playing
a
it.
PS4.
They
Got
worked
it.
with Sony directly for that.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Actually, I think
It is an
Sony is the publisher of the game.
Perhaps? I think they may have some publishing right, but I don't think they are the sole publisher.
So that's happening, and you'll be able to play the game now, and it's actually out now.
Yep. Part of me was not going to buy this game, and now after seeing all of the hype, I really want to buy this game.
Buying it. In
Like,
case it isn't obvious, buying it.
day one, no shame. I will pay full price for this game. I'm cool with that. You know, what's weird to me, and I had read an article today from, I believe it was, I forget where I found the article.
That would be Engadget.
That was it was an Engadget article talking about why the day one patch is such a big deal and why it's kind of our new normal. Mostly it had to do with the fact that the game itself is finished, quote unquote, about 3 months back, because that's the approval time that's needed for getting through console releases and disc manufacturing and things like that.
Right.
And so day one patches serve as this ability to kind of fill in that 3 month gap that they could normally be spending in development time, but because they technically can't just add to the game, it has to be a patch.
Yeah, and that's part
So
of here.
it's still a good thing. It's just it's not obvious why it's a good thing.
Right. One of the things that kind of went with that is you will notice that there is not really a large quantity of external reviews from all your various game reviewing companies and sites and places that do game news and whatnot. They haven't really reviewed it because they haven't had a full copy of the game yet, and they want to. There's actually some specific people that Eurogamer said that they weren't going to review it until the final copy actually shipped, to make sure that they weren't having their review tainted by any of the pre-release stuff.
And I feel like that's wise in a lot of ways. And oh, geez, I just literally took 100% damage. That was totes my bad. But anyway, I
survived longer.
More power to you, dude. But I think that's fair because, I mean, let's be honest, nobody wants to see like a half-baked review on a game that, you know, is basically it would be premature.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
Especially, you know, a game with so many changes. It's not fair to the viewer. It's not fair to the developer either. So
now, that being said, do I want to see gameplay footage of it? Heck yes, I do. Do I care so much because it's not like what I see on gameplay footage is going to be anything like what I would see on my copy of the game? That's a different story.
Yep. So are you going to pick it up on the PC there, Jefferson B?
I will, simply because technically I do not own the household PS4 here in Jefferson B land, so I want to have that stability. Also, I intend to upgrade the rig again at some point in the not-too-distant future to a 10 series NVIDIA card.
I might be using that. I might be using this game as an excuse to do that, as well as also problems I'm having.
Wait, does this mean you'll be joining the green team?
I might be joining the green team.
Yeah. Say goodbye
about
to the toasters.
I mean, I'm still running an AMD CPU, so it's still a toaster.
Fried eggs, man. Death to fried egg.
That analogy was great.
Yeah, thank you.
That was great.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to upgrading. So it's one of those things where the game might not look super great for like the first 3 or 4 months, but my 660 will probably still be able to handle it just fine, even if it's on a shorter render distance. And then we get the shinies around Christmas time.
I'm sure,
you know, all that jazz.
Better than the PS4.
That's the big thing is that the PS4 is great. It is not that great.
No. No, we're still talking like 4-year-old gaming hardware.
Right, and in addition, like I have my Steam Link. And if I really want to like play this game flawlessly over to my Steam Link, I will get a Powerline Ethernet adapter and just run it over to my over there that way.
So, hey, there's a big Hearthstone update. Mr. Freelance, you wanna hash that out?
Sure. They're doing another solo adventure similar to the ones they've done before with Nax, Blackrock Mountain, and Nax Rammus. Sorry.
Oh.
It's a quick abbreviation. That one's actually gone, but Blackrock Mountain and League of Explorers, and now they're doing son of a bitch. Now they're doing one called One Night at Karazhan. It's like this funky disco party thing. It's a solo adventure, so you can either unlock to unlock all of the wings is 2,800 dust or 2,800 gold. Sorry, or you can pay $20. It's 700 gold a wing, or $6 a wing, or you can just buy them all out. Every time
the
you
wings come in boneless.
Ooh, can I get mine with
that was actually, I believe that was a joke in Blackrock Mountain when you faced, or no, Nax Rammus, when you faced like this like group of skeleton riders.
This is good.
But so they may have beaten you to that one.
GG.
The one that was the way it works is when you defeat a wing, you unlock some cards. And they've released all the cards. We now know what all of them are going to be, and there's some really good ones. It looks like it's going to be some like good power boosts to some classes. There's actually a lot of controversy over what's considered to be the weakest class at the moment, or one of the weakest. It actually is the weakest in a lot of people's eyes, but not by a grand margin. Priest got a card that's a 2-mana, silence your own minion, draw 1 card, which might work. It actually might end up being an okay card, but it's literally just when everyone saw that, they went, "That is the worst card you've ever put out," and the subreddit blew up, Twitch chat on everyone's blew up. It was insane, and it's going to be interesting to see how they balance this game from the future out. One of the things they were talking about is that it's a common card, so if you do arena, you're very likely to draft it or see it. Not so likely to draft it, you're likely to see it. They're actually removing it from Arena as one of the possible random cards you'll get, because it will probably have enough of a effect on the power of that class to make it not, like, they can't have it.
I guess without seeing that in context of other classes, that to me sounds actually like a pretty decent card, simply because it's card draw. It's it's hand
But,
power.
so I would agree with that, but you have to silence your own minion, which means you have to have a minion on the board.
Okay.
And Warlock, their hero ability is pay 2 health, use 2 mana, draw
Kyle,
1.
I'm gonna pass you at some point. I'm like right behind you.
Oh, I'm surprised you're behind me. But and then
Well, I was,
on
and
top
then
of
you
that,
went
there's 3 mana cards. There's a 3 mana card that draws you 2 cards. You just draw 2 cards. Just go. No
That's it.
silence.
It's just
your
draw
own
2
minion,
cards.
Draw 2
Okay.
cards.
So at that makes more sense.
And that's a mage card. That's not like oh, priest has this good draw card and this bad one.
Now, are there any good priest draw cards though?
There are, but they're a bit more. The best one is it's one. So this is the alternative. One of them is 1 mana. Give a minion 2 health. That's either minion, by the way. So if you don't have a minion on the board, you could totally give an opponent 2 health.
So it's
Draw
target
1
minion.
card. So
Yeah.
target any minion, give it 2 health, and draw a card 1 mana. But yeah, so it's possibly one of the worst cards they've made for a class that a lot of people are going, hey, can we make this more powerful? It's pretty bad. So there's a lot of rage about it. Ignoring all of that to get rid of the fluff, I think it's gonna be a cool expansion. I think that there's some cards that people are undervaluing and they're saying they're gonna be garbage. And when we finally get out of the current standard meta and we start seeing, like, they may be garbage now, but with the next expansion, I'm hoping they're able to make them have some worth and to make it like obvious why these cards are made.
I see that. That makes a lot of good sense.
Yeah, be definitely interesting to see where that goes. Hey, so Valve added an interesting anti-cheat measure to the game's world on the Steam, and I think it's very interesting. So basically, what they've done is added gift restrictions to various games that have a lot of big problems with cheating. Number 1, CS:GO. So if you cheat in CS:GO and you're using, say, a throwaway account because you're you're gonna get banned at some point, it's just a matter of time, and then you have a main account that you bought, say, 10, 15, I don't know, 50 copies of CS:GO on for some reason.
Got it on Steam sale.
Right, and you have a bunch of them, and they're all just sitting in your Steam inventory. As soon as you get banned on an account, you go make a new throwaway account, gift yourself a copy of the game, and go right back to where you were with the new account. So to combat that, they're actually going to, certain games are not going to be able to store a copy of the game in your inventory. CS:GO is one of those. So you actually cannot gift the game to yourself in the inventory and store it. You can only gift it directly to people now.
That seems fair. That seems pretty fair.
Run that by me once more. I'm not tracking with you totally.
So when you buy a game on Steam as a gift, you can put it directly in your inventory to go ahead and give to someone
for later.
Yeah, you get like a coupon basically.
You could call it that, yeah. Certain
Redemption
games aren't going to be eligible for that process anymore. You have to gift them directly to the person, or
from the
buy
checkout?
it yourself.
Right,
when you
from
purchase
checkout.
the game, you can't store it.
So you could still gift it to a throwaway account at that point.
You could,
Yes.
but this is where this part 2 comes in.
Okay.
As soon as someone gets banned for cheating, playing a game that you gifted them, you can no longer gift that game to anyone.
Oh.
So if I gave one of you a copy of CS:GO, you got banned in it for cheating, I would never be able to gift anyone CS:GO ever again.
So it almost has a built-in check and balance, because for people who are more legitimate players, like it's making it so that, I'm not going to gift you a game that you might cheat in because I want to be able to give this game to other people.
Right. So yeah, I think it might work. Obviously, there are some potential issues with it, but I think overall the concept of it is probably a good one.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a way to combat cheating, which is something we need more of in the industry right now.
Indeed it is. So I saw this, and I'm going to preface it with a super big giant rumor tag. This is definitely a rumor, and everyone's reporting it as such. There is a possibility that Blizzard might be making an HD Starcraft remake.
Which
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
cool.
And so if it is actually a thing, they're saying it's supposed to be announced in September, and then they'll have all of the actual big information about it at BlizzCon in November. So, something to look forward to if you like the original StarCraft game. You might be getting a HD version.
Wait, why September though?
Probably just like trickle information to keep people strung along.
I mean, I guess I'm just trying to see the viability of like. It's not like an Apple product where there's a release schedule.
More like they probably tell you in September, hey, this is a thing. We'll tell you more about it later.
Oh, like a teaser, basically.
Right, just like at E3 when they're like, hey, we're going to tell you about something, but not for another 3 months.
Oh, I see.
It's probably
to make
something
sure
like
that
that, and it just leaked out.
Yeah. To make sure all the press, all the gaming press at least, kind of, set up their calendars such that they can come out to BlizzCon and buy all those really expensive press passes.
And make people want to go to BlizzCon.
Right.
So while their tickets are still available, assuming they actually are available still, I don't know.
No idea.
I haven't looked, so. But that is, I think, it. Unless someone else has a final comment.
That's about it.
So, thank you for watching this episode of the American Truck Podcast. If you like it, you can hit that like button, as well as hitting that subscribe button, and perhaps doing some either upvoting or downvoting here or on Reddit. And we will see you in the next one.